Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing really well and having a really great day. In this video, I want to talk about the 4 gigabyte cards, mainly the Polaris edition cards. And I know that Nvidia has like the good old GTX 1050 Ti, which is 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the 1650. But mainly in this video, I'm just going to talk about the Polaris cards specifically. Why I want to talk about these is because miners are liquidating these cards right now on the used market. And actually, I just want to show you guys on eBay. If we go to recently sold completed items, so we can typically see people selling RX 570s at a certain price right now. And actually, in my opinion, the prices of these cards have gone up in the past, I would say, couple months because of the whole COVID-19 situation, and hardware in general has been going up. I guess mainly gamers that are buying these cards, an RX 580 4 gigabyte card just recently sold at $135. Aorus 570 4 gigabyte, $123. We got a XFX 470 recently sold, $75, and so on and so forth. You can see here the RX 560 4 gigabyte card. It seems like people are still buying these. Probably gamers. I don't think miners are buying these cards. But yeah, the reasons why I want to talk about this in this video is just because I've just been seeing a lot of people getting rid of their 4 gigabyte cards. And why are they going to get rid of their 4 gigabyte cards is what I'm going to talk throughout this video. Other places that I've seen people have been selling, not only on eBay. Actually, one of the eBay sellers I really like is Swell Sells on eBay. I don't know if some of you guys know this guy. He's actually selling a whole bunch of RX cards like Polaris 470, the 4 gigabyte card specifically. You guys can see here XFX for $54. We got a Nitro 470 4 gigabyte for $54 as well. Going down the list, another XFX 474 gigabyte for $70. Okay. Going down the list here, he's got a lot of 4 Sapphire RX 470 4 gigabytes for $259. All right, so that's interesting. He's got another ad here for 5 XFX 470 4 gigabytes for $229, so $230 plus shipping depending where you're from. This is probably my Canadian price. For people in the States, it's probably a lot cheaper. And yeah, you can see here there are people liquidating their 4 gigabyte cards. Same with Nerd Gears. They have some 4 gigabyte cards here for sale. The Sapphire Nitro 574 gigabyte and the Gigabyte 4 WindForce 474 gigabyte, and so on and so forth. And I've just been seeing it everywhere. And same with my Discord channel. On my for sale or buy chat channel, we can see here someone just posted a week ago selling 360 gigabyte WindForce RX 570 4 gigabytes. And you can see here, yeah, these are the boxes for the 470s. 360 gigabyte WindForce cards. And he's not alone. I've seen some other Discords and like Twitter posts of people just liquidating their Polaris cards, specifically the 4 gigabyte cards. So why are people doing this? Why are big miners getting rid of their 4 gigabyte cards? Even residential miners are getting rid of their 4 gigabyte cards. Even I got rid of my Polaris 4 gigabyte cards. And the biggest reasons why, basically everyone has the same mentality, same stigma around these cards. The DAG size for Ethereum and Ethereum Classic right now, okay? So right now for Ethereum, it's 3.62 gigabytes, and Ethereum Classic right now is at 3.71 gigabytes. And we take a look here, all right? So the 4 gigabyte DAG for Ethereum is going to end roughly in near the end of December of this year. So basically in another, let's see, how many more months? Another 8 months or so. Less than 8 months, 4 gigabyte cards are going to be rendered useless from mining on Ethereum. Now, if we take a look at Ethereum Classic, it says here around the end of October of this year is when the DAG will hit around 4 gigabytes, thus rendering the 4 gigabyte cards useless. So that's going to be in about less than 6 months. All right, 6 months for Ethereum Classic. So is it a no-brainer to get rid of these cards right now? I would think so, like looking at how the market's going right now, especially for altcoins and all that kind of stuff. But hey, you can still sell these 4 gigabyte cards for a decent price. And as you guys can see, recently sold, people are still buying these. All right, look at this. Some guy just sold an RX 580 Armor Edition 4 gigabyte card for $140. Jeez. So yeah, I mean, for us miners, it may be good to sell them now because you can still get some money back, especially when, MSRP, these cards back then were like, I don't know, between $200 and $300. So say you sold one of your 4 gigabyte cards for $140, $130. I would say that's a win. That's a win, especially if you had these cards for the past 2 to 3 years mining. You probably ROI'd on it a couple times, right? So I wanted to show you guys something real quick here on Hive OS Statistics. And you can see here, mining Ethereum is their most popular thing right now, 56% of the pie. And then ETC is 12%. But I really wanted to show you guys the models, okay? So if we go to AMD models here, this is currently on all of the Hive OS's website, like the metrics of how many GPUs are mining on Hive OS, okay? And you guys can see here, the top of the chart right now is the RX 570 4GB card at 22.91%. The next one is RX 580, 8GB cards, all right? So these will definitely last longer than the 4GB cards due to the DAG size, all right? But the next one up in third place is the RX 470 4GB at 12.51%, all right? And so on and so forth. You can see these numbers here. So in about 6 to 8 months, are we going to see all these cards go offline? Now, one thing I wanted to note for, these 4GB cards is that there are a lot of other coins you can mine with the 4GB cards. It's not just Ethereum or Ethereum Classic. You can mine Ravencoin, all right? You can do Kapow mining, but there is a DAG size for Ravencoin as well. And it's at, I believe, at 3.5 gigabytes right now. So it's probably going to stop mining by the end of this year as well for 4GB cards for Ravencoin. All right, so that's something to think about. And then there's some other coins as well. Cork Chain is ETH hash. I'm not sure what the DAG size is for that, but I don't think it's 4GB. Zano, that's ProgPow, so you can mine that on a 4GB Polaris card as well. Pearl, I think Pearl, let's see, actually I don't know what the DAG size for Pearl is, but that's probably lower than what it is for other coins. Elysium is also mineable. Ether1 is mineable. ETH hash algorithm. Expanse, let's see here, Expanse is 1.87 gigabytes, all right? So Expanse, you guys can see Ubiq here and Metaverse, 1.3 gigabytes and 1.97 gigabytes, all right? So 4GB cards, you can still mine a bunch of other coins. I think Callisto is there too. Zero, you can also mine on 4GB cards. There's really a lot of other coins you can mine on 4GB cards. What's not to say that other coins here could not be, profitable in the near future? Obviously, that'll totally depend on the prices of these coins. They're not really high in terms of market cap. So you look at the correlation between the network difficulty and the price and your hash rate and power consumption, and you have to see how profitable it is. All those numbers take into effect, right? And will the 4GB cards make sense? By the time, Ethereum moves to proof of stake, by the time the DAG size gets up to 4GB, they're going to be rendered useless real soon, okay? So a lot of things to think about, but you guys saw, I already showed you a bunch of people are already liquidating their 4GB cards on eBay, Nerd Gears, and in Discord as well, okay? So let me know. I would love to know if you guys have gotten rid of your 4GB cards, and if there possibly may be, something in the future that these cards can mine and still be profitable. All right. So there is a possibility that these 4GB cards could still be worth something after the DAG size is over. But who knows? We will not know until after it happens, as that's what usually happens. And when we find out, it's like, oh, everyone's going to buy RX 470 4GB cards again. But who knows? That's something that we'll have to figure out later, and we'll see, obviously, if that happens. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what you think about what I've showed, and give me your thoughts about the 4GB cards. And if you are keeping your 4GB cards, or if you sold all of your 4GB cards already, I would love to know, and I would love to read all your guys' stories. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.